Good morning, good day. This is your girl, Dr. Tay, here with another morning message. So first and foremost, episode number 3 of Things My Boss Never Told Me is live today. So please make sure you check it out. The name of the episode is The Underlying Effects. So hopefully it'll be an intriguing episode for you. So for this morning, I want to kind of switch gears a little bit because this is something that I normally don't do, but felt like I needed to bring this up. So I recently finished the book, We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union. And I know I'm late to the game because she has a second book out now that just came out. And so I'm, a little bit behind. But in my defense, when her book initially came out, I had just started my doctoral program. So I really didn't have a lot of time for leisure reading. But nonetheless, thanks to the recommendation of my friend Chanel, I actually had Gabrielle Union's book in my queue for Audible for the longest. And so when I finally, had the time, I was like, I'm going to listen to this book. And I actually started it when I was on vacation and just continued to listen to it throughout. And I will definitely say, I think that listening to it just made me appreciate it even more because I really felt like she was talking to me. Like I felt like, we were just casually sitting, drinking wine, and she's just, sharing these amazing stories. And I also appreciated that, her tenacity to share those stories and not have any shame or guilt around it. And to just have that freedom to express the things that, people don't normally talk about. Like she mentioned in the book, we're so, caught up in being polite and niceness and how that can be to our detriment sometimes. And so I appreciate that despite, those values that she had growing up, she had the tenacity to speak her truth and to share that with everyone who, chooses to pick up her book. So, I highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. One of the other things I also appreciated about it is the fact that I felt like she was talking about me. So not only was she talking to me, but then she was also talking about me. It's kind of like Lauryn Hill's Killing Me Softly. It was just like, hold up, wait a minute. It's like I have never met this woman. She has no idea who I am, yet there were aspects of her story that I could really connect with. And I think, part of it may be cultural, being, a Black woman. And I also think, there may have been some generational differences, but still, some of the transitions that she talked about, I could still see relevant today. And I just thought it was so powerful. And, I really appreciated it. As you can see, as I'm gushing about it. But one of the things that really, when I finished it, I was just like, if I had the opportunity to, ask her one question, what was the thing that really inspired her to share her truth despite what other people thought? Because, I think about, my own situation and, I share a lot about, stuff that I'm thinking and but I think in terms of sharing actual stories, particularly if they involve other people, what gave her the strength to do that without worrying about offending those other people. I think about how sometimes we can get so caught up in our own personal feelings that we forget about the feelings of others. So when we're telling a story, and I mean it from the perspective of when we're telling a story and someone is offended by that story or someone is offended by what is being shared, I think we forget that it's not about you, it's about me sharing what I feel to be my truth. And while we want to be sensitive to that, we also have to understand that my truth is my truth and your truth is your truth, right? And while there may be some differences in terms of how we see things, at the end of the day, both are true to us because that's what we believe, and that has to be okay. And so, again, my question to her would be, how is she able to, break that barrier of yes, some people may not be happy about this, but I'm still going to share it anyway. because I think that that particular piece could be really powerful. And I certainly invite anyone, any one of you listening to this to share how you're able to work through that. I know for me, it's a matter of, doing things in small increments, like bit by bit. But to write an entire book and say, this is it, this is me, like that is just a whole new level. And I respect that. And I appreciate her for doing that, because I feel like I learned a lot about her story, but I also felt like it really challenged me to rethink some things. And part of the reason why I'm doing this morning message, because it really challenged me to think about how to overcome that politeness that she talked about. So so I just wanted to share that message about her book and how much I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope that you check it out, as well as her new book. I'm not going to wait 3 years to read the new one. I'm going to actually pick that up pretty soon. But I will let you know how that one goes. But in the meantime, thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.